Imagine planning one of the most personal moments of your life, starting a family, only to discover that a single medical error changed that plan forever. Not because of illness, not because of fate, but because of negligence. This is the true story of a fertility mistake that became a national legal and ethical flashpoint, forcing courts and society to confront uncomfortable questions about medicine, race, and responsibility. In 2014, a deeply personal fertility error in the United States grew into a nationally watched legal case. It wasn't just about a clinic's mistake, it was about where the law draws its boundaries and what happens when technology fails at the most human level. At the center of the case was Jennifer Cramblett, an Ohio woman who sued Midwest Sperm Bank after discovering that her daughter had been conceived using sperm from a donor different from the one she and her partner had intentionally chosen. Cramblett and her same-sex partner, Amanda Zinkin, had carefully planned their pregnancy. Like many couples using assisted reproduction, they made deliberate choices about the donor. According to court records, they selected sperm from a white donor as part of that plan. But something went wrong behind the scenes. According to the lawsuit, Midwest Sperm Bank mistakenly used sperm from an African-American donor. The alleged reason was shockingly simple: poor record-keeping. Donor vial numbers were handwritten in pen and ink, and the sperm bank reportedly lacked an electronic tracking system. A basic safeguard in a process where precision is everything. For months, Cramblett had no idea anything was wrong. It wasn't until she was 5 months pregnant that the truth came out. She contacted the sperm bank to reserve additional sperm from the same donor so her future children could share the same biological background. Instead, she received devastating news. The donor used for her insemination was not the one she had chosen. In interviews at the time, Cramblett expressed disbelief and frustration. She said the clinic had taken a deeply personal choice away from her, not out of necessity, but out of negligence. Despite making it clear that she loved her daughter, Peyton, Cramblett decided to sue. The lawsuit sought at least $50,000 in damages and was based on two main claims: wrongful birth and breach of warranty. She argued that the error caused emotional distress, financial strain, and long-term challenges tied to raising her daughter in Uniontown, Ohio, a predominantly white community that she described as racially intolerant. The court filings detailed concerns about cultural isolation and racial prejudice. One example cited was the difficulty of finding appropriate hair care services for Peyton. Cramblett said she had to travel to a predominantly black neighborhood to get proper care, an encounter she says left her feeling out of place and deeply unsafe. Almost immediately, the case exploded into public controversy. Many critics accused Cramblett of framing race itself as a form of harm, arguing that the lawsuit risked implying that a child's racial identity was a mistake. Others, however, focused squarely on the sperm bank's alleged negligence and the lack of oversight in the fertility industry. Legal experts were divided, but many agreed the case was deeply uncomfortable. Legal analyst Ricky Kleeman, speaking to CBS News, described it as both legally complex and morally troubling. He explained that wrongful birth lawsuits traditionally involve situations where parents were not informed about severe medical conditions or congenital disabilities. Applying that legal concept to a healthy child, he said, was an unfortunate labeling. He also warned that the breach of warranty argument risked treating human reproduction like a defective consumer product, as if a child could be returned or replaced. Midwest Sperm Bank declined to comment publicly during the lawsuit, citing ongoing litigation. However, it did acknowledge the mistake, issued an apology, and provided a partial refund. The case eventually reached a critical turning point in court. A judge in DuPage County, Illinois, dismissed Cramblett's lawsuit. Judge Ronald Sutter ruled that a wrongful birth claim could not stand when a healthy child was born. In other words, the court rejected the idea that a child's race could be considered a legal injury deserving compensation. However, the ruling was not a complete victory for the sperm bank. Judge Sutter left the door open for Cramblett to refile the case under a negligence claim. While the court refused to recognize wrongful birth in this context, it acknowledged that the alleged procedural failures, the lack of safeguards, and the handwritten records could still have legal consequences. The sperm bank's attorney argued that wrongful birth law could not be stretched to cover these circumstances, and the court ultimately agreed. Even though the lawsuit was dismissed, its impact has lasted far beyond the courtroom. First, it exposed serious concerns about medical accountability. The case highlighted how something as basic as poor record-keeping can have life-altering consequences, reinforcing the need for stricter standards and oversight in reproductive medicine. Second, it clarified legal boundaries. Courts made it clear they are unwilling to treat a child's identity, race, or existence as a compensable harm under wrongful birth law. And third, it forced an ethical reckoning. The case sparked difficult conversations about race, privilege, cultural preparedness, and the responsibilities that come with assisted reproduction. Today, as fertility tourism and reproductive technologies continue to expand worldwide, including across parts of Africa, this case remains a powerful cautionary tale. It underscores the importance of informed consent, accurate documentation, and patient rights in an industry built on trust. At its core, this story is a reminder that advanced medical technology demands more than scientific skill. It requires ethical sensitivity, accountability, and systems designed to protect the deeply personal choices people make when creating a family. If this story made you think, challenged your perspective, or taught you something new, don't forget to like this video, share it with others, and subscribe to the channel for more real stories that sit at the crossroads of law, ethics, and society. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.